Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Manchester City are really good at football. So today we're going to talk about 5 things that we learned from City's romping 4-1 victory away at Brighton. Honestly, I'm in a good mood today, and I feel like Manchester City have been a part of that. They were absolutely spellbindingly good. They taught Potter a few magic tricks of their own. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Either way, we're going to talk about City today, and also I'm going to talk about OneFootball. It's absolutely fantastic. There's another pun for you there. Please download OneFootball in the link in the description below. Manchester City are really good at football, and if you want to dive into all the stats about Manchester City, and of course keep up to date with all the information from across the world of football and ahead of the January transfer window, of course, get all your transfer news sent straight to your phone, and also help support my channel a little bit, either click the link in the description below or get your phone out if you're watching this on your laptop or desktop and scan that QR code next to my face. It massively supports my channel, and I would absolutely love it, and it's free as well, so what's not to love? Download OneFootball right now in the link in the description below. But today, guys, I just want to talk about Man City and essentially just absolutely talk about how lucky we are to support this Manchester City side. I've got 5 things to talk about, but what I talk about a little bit at the front of this before I go into those 5 individual things, just how good we've got it at the moment. And I really want to kind of stress that point, because sometimes I look around social media, or I look around the comments of my YouTube videos, and I see people, in their first take, the first place they go is to find the negative thing after a victory. I will never understand that mentality, because to me, football is first and foremost always going to be entertainment. And if I see 9 brilliant things, you're damn right I'm not then going to pick up the 1 bad thing out of 10. I'm going to enjoy the 9 brilliant things and let Pep Guardiola worry about that 1 bad thing. If that 1 bad thing even existed, most likely with a Manchester City performance, it would be 1 mediocre thing. Yeah, I see fans all the time, the first place they go to is negativity or pessimism or fear. It's even after a big victory. And I'm going to say now, just relax. We've got it really good. Genuinely, some fans don't know they're born, and they don't realise how good we've got it right now. Like the football we're playing right now, and the football we're playing over the last few years, even when we're crap, we're brilliant. Even when we're crap, we're still winning trophies like the Carabao Cup and going to Wembley and watching it with our friends and family and so on. Even when we're crap, we're still getting some glorious goals or whatever. And we've barely been that. We've had like maybe 2 seasons of Guardiola where we slightly underachieved, yet still won trophies anyway. So what does that tell you? I guess the point I'm making is I was a little bit surprised to log on today to see some negativity in the comments. I mean, it's only mine, and it's only a few people with agendas and so on. But I guess what I'm trying to say is just enjoy life. Enjoy Manchester City, because we're really good. Like, exceptionally good. And it isn't going to last forever. I promise you right now, we'll fall back into the pack, and we won't be getting seasons where we win 20 games in a row. And we won't be winning that same trophy every year that we've grown to love. And we won't be winning multiple trophies in most seasons. That won't always be normal. We're going to fall back into the pack at some point. I don't know when that's going to be, but right now, just enjoy what we've got, because it's absolutely brilliant. And I feel so lucky as a City fan. Genuinely, I do. I feel so lucky, and I know to the first point, to be watching the Bernardo Silva show. Bernardo Silva is the greatest example I could possibly think of a footballer right now who shows why he should be patient. I'm going to get onto that in a little bit later with some other footballer. Bernardo Silva, though, he's an absolute astoundingly good footballer. Yesterday, he was astonishing. We saw possibly like the peak hybrid of Bernardo Silva, the runner, and Bernardo Silva, the creative genius, in one game yesterday. I think that was one of the best he's done in that box-to-box role. I remember of course, his performance against Liverpool when he got the assist for Aguero, that was fantastic and brilliant, and he's definitely been close to that again before. But I feel like yesterday, and I know the levels were different because it wasn't Liverpool in a big title game, it was just Brighton. But I feel like yesterday we saw Bernardo Silva reach levels very similar to that, but also maybe add a little bit of silkiness that we used to get from Bernardo Silva when he was out on the right, which I really loved. Bernardo Silva right now, he's playing with a joyousness to his game. I saw someone tweet a clip of him celebrating not conceding a corner yesterday. And those little moments right now, this is a guy at the very top of his game. And this is a message direct to Bernardo Silva if you're somehow watching Bernardo. I want to say, I get it, mate. I get why you wanted to leave. I live in Manchester City Centre. I've lived all my life, and I'm leaving to go north of Manchester to just outside Bury to live in the greenery because I'm bored of the city centre as well. And I guess you want to go back to Lisbon or something like that, or sunnier climates. I get it. Me and my beautiful wife have been to Lisbon, and it's an incredible place, and it's gorgeous, and it's the kind of place that calls to you. I can imagine we think about going back there all the time. And I'm sure you want sunnier climates, but what I will say to you, you're a mid-20s guy playing for the best team, in my personal opinion, in the world. I think Manchester City are the best coach team in the world, and you've got fans right here that absolutely adore you. We genuinely adore you. And yeah, I'm sure you'll be adored everywhere you go, but not in the same way that you are here. I promise you that. And not because other fans aren't as good as us. I would never dare to say that. But because people like you, people that came to us in this transition of who we've become as a club, and I know we were successful before you came as well. But either way, you have been round the start of a new era for Manchester City Football Club, and we absolutely appreciate that work. We absolutely appreciate that you get it, and that you celebrate harder than everyone else does, and that you absolutely just work hard even when it's pissing it down outside. We get that you feel a little bit like us, and I'm sorry, I've met a few Portuguese people, and you do have a little bit of that Mancunian attitude about you as well. Dead friendly, dead decent people, down to earth. And I feel like even though sometimes you look outside and it's miserable and grey, though it's blue today, I get it, and I get that you obviously want to travel and that kind of stuff, but please, just stay here for another year or two. You will not regret it, and the football that you're playing right now only comes from a manager that understands you and your own brilliance, and the teammates that trust you, and you are definitely playing world-class football, so please stay, Bernardo. You're absolutely loved and adored here, and the football that you're getting, I don't think it'll be as good anywhere else, and I'm not just saying that. I think, honestly, you'll go everywhere else and you'll realise that the structure that Manchester City have got, I think it's honestly quite unique and quite special. You could go to La Liga or something like that over there, but the football right now, I don't think you'd be appreciated as much elsewhere than you are here. Maybe if you went home, I'd get that. Stay here, man. Stay here. We love you to bits. Please stay, Bernardo. And carry on this partnership you've got. This is my next point, Bernardo. And I've made him a compound there. Rodri and Bernardo is the perfect midfield pair. What I love right now is we kind of got like a system that's evolving, and I'm going to get that onto in a minute as well. We've got a system where it used to be the two false eights, and Bernardo still goes forward, but often we do seem a lot more closer to Rodri than De Bruyne and Silva used to be to Fernandinho, if that makes sense. It's more of a double pivot often. It kind of reminds me a little bit of an old school 6-8-10 actually at times, when you've got the 6 sitting, which is Rodri, then 8, which is box to box, which is Bernardo, and then the 10 is the more creative one, which tends to be De Bruyne or a Gundogan or something like that. It reminds me a little bit more of that as opposed to the 6 and the 8 and the 8, the two false 8 system. And Bernardo is that number 8 for us. He's that absolute box to box midfielder. But when you put his energy alongside Rodri's imperious physicality and the fact that they're both so aggressive in winning the ball back, you've got the height, the strength, and the distribution of Rodri and the calmness, when you've got the all-action energy and that silky, wonderful touch, and obviously intense dribbling of Bernardo. You've got this little and large combo that you used to see up front, but you've got it in midfield, and it works perfectly. That Bernardo, that double pivot is absolutely essential. It's essential. And I think it works better than just having Fernandinho there, because when Fernandinho's there, we were so used to him doing everything in that midfield role that I think there's a tendency for Gundogan, Bernardo, and De Bruyne to let him try and do everything. But we've gotten used to this idea of Rodri and Bernardo together. So as it is, I think we're much more solid there. Not because Fernandinho isn't quality anymore. I think it's because we don't presume we can do it all. And because we've grown to the idea that I think maybe Rodri needed a little bit of help initially, it's become a partnership, which makes it strong, which kind of masks any weaknesses we had there. Bernardo together, I mean, maybe Ronaldo, I don't know. I think compound Bernardo is better personally. But either way, that really, really works, and it's fantastic. I love it. The third thing I want to talk about is just genius Pep. We know he's a genius. We really do. We know, obviously, no one's perfect. No one is. You know, to quote Oasis, true perfection has to be imperfect, and like genuinely, there has to be a bit of imperfection, because that's a bit of everything, doesn't it? And you can't really become perfect without failing anyway. But the best thing about Guardiola, what I love about it, is that he constantly evolves this team, and he constantly has the answers to every single question that you throw at him. This Guardiola side right now, it's solutions. And what I mean by that is, like, everywhere you look around the pitch, there are problems that have been solved. For example, we haven't got a striker. So Guardiola put Phil Foden there and created this false nine system that worked really well. As a result, the team improved about it. We were looking a little bit, maybe a little bit weak defensively in midfield because Rodri, as good as he was still learning. He had the pace of Fernandinho. So we turned Bernardo into midfield and created this double pivot that cancelled out each other's weaknesses. Bernardo couldn't have played there on his own because he won't have the physicality of Rodri. Rodri doesn't have the energy and all-round kind of pressing capabilities of Bernardo, so they complement each other. We didn't have a left-back, so we turned Cancelo into this incredibly brilliant, creative, inverted fullback. Everywhere you look, there are solutions to problems that we had that Guardiola's found a way to answer. He's honestly a genius, and he keeps constantly evolving this team, evolving and evolving and evolving. And it makes me really appreciate just how good we've got it, that we could go this long, we have this many problems every now and then, this many questions, and yet find an elegant and brilliant solution each time. It's pure coaching and it's pure brilliance. And I know people will say, oh, he spent a lot of money and all that kind of stuff, and he has. But still, there is absolute genius man management and minute attention to detail that is just pure Pep Guardiola. Most people can't do that, and that's what I love about him. The fourth thing I want to talk about, and it goes back to what I was saying at the start of this video, is about people finding negativity and something to moan about. I want to talk about a little bit of patience for Jack Grealish. I thought Grealish played well yesterday. I genuinely did. Okay, a couple of misplaced passes or weak shots or whatever, but he also was involved in our best goal of the season so far, in my personal opinion. That barnstorming breakaway for Foden's goal, a lovely little bit of counter-attacking football, good run, good pass, and so on. And in general, I thought he was fine. He worked hard, he was involved in most things, even if he didn't always come off. And I don't quite get why I'm seeing comments just slagging off Jack Grealish. I mean, for one, he didn't choose his fee. Like he didn't ask Man City to pay 100 million for him. That was the price that was set. City paid for it. He probably isn't a 100 million pound player right now, but it isn't my fucking money. I'm not going to moan about City choosing to spend that. And I don't think that also means you should demand immediate success. I mean, we should know as a fan base now. I mean, we should genuinely know. I mean, Manchester City fans know that playing for Guardiola takes time. If you go and look at the stats for Bernardo, Sane and Mahrez in their first season, they were essentially just bit part players until the second half of the debut season. I know he costs more, but that's the English tax. It's the Aston Villa to Man City tax and all that kind of stuff. I know he costs more, but he was the golden boy and all that kind of stuff. But that doesn't mean he should immediately be able to adapt to Manchester City's play. Bernardo took a bit of time. Mahrez did. Sane did. Rodri took about 2 seasons to reach this form. Cancelo took a little bit of time. Look around that team. Stones' form has gone up and down. Eventually he's found his best. Zinchenko took a few years to get a proper chance and get there eventually. There are so many players. Like Bernardo's form went for a bit, and now Guardiola's saying he's back to his very best form. You know, circumstances are unique to every single player. And Jack Grealish right now, he's doing totally fine. He's doing all right. He's not playing great. He's not playing bad. He's just been all right. At the same time, learning on the job and still being fine. Patient, man. Stop expecting the world from people who never promised it in the first place, you know. Guardiola called for patience when we signed him, and that's what we should give him. Jack Grealish is a very good player. And if the first place your head goes after a 4-1 victory away at Brighton is Grealish is not doing enough, then I don't get what you're wanting from football, man. Just enjoy the good bits. For crying out loud, it's not complicated, is it? Finally, one thing that I love to do is think about Phil Foden's ceiling, because not his literal ceiling, that sounds really weird. I'm sure he's got a wonderful ceiling at his probably very nice house, but I mean in terms of how far he could go, and I had a realization last night. You're damn right, this is a humble brag. It's absolutely baffling that a guy who could potentially win the Ballon d'Or, and I mean this, follows me on Twitter. Yes. Thank you, Phil. Please don't follow me. Phil Foden, his ceiling is absolutely ridiculous. Honestly, this guy has a limit to be the best in the world. I mean, that is his potential. Phil Foden really could be the best player in world football, and I think we're seeing more and more proof. And what made me say that today particularly is because he's getting better at this false nine thing. I actually mentioned in the last 5 Things Learned video, post-game midweek, that he's possibly the answer to the false nine problem, and he's going to get better there. But seeing him again in that position and doing it even better than he did midweek, it's kind of terrifying. 2 goals, one of them fortuitous, of course, and an assist, yet he still could play better and he still could score more goals. And I still think he will score more goals when he gets more confident in front of goal, because he has that instinct. He's just rushing it right now. Honestly, The sky is the limit for Phil Foden. He's a special player. As Guardiola said, he's just a pure footballer. Some people play positions, some people just play football. That's what Guardiola said, and that sums up Phil Foden entirely. He's already our most important attacker, in my humble opinion, for Manchester City in a Guardiola side. To be that young, to be playing our position as a midfielder now, an attacker and a false nine, and be our best attacker already at 21, that's frightening, especially when you're surrounded by the talent that Manchester City have. He's a special footballer, and his ceiling limit, honestly, this guy, I honestly think there's a big chance one day he's going to win the Ballon d'Or. Imagine him at 24 when he's mastered whatever position he's in. He gets better every single week, and he learns and absorbs football. And it was that little bit as well when he walked off at half time and he was actually castigating Ruben Diaz or something. That is leadership, and that is heart and caring about his club. He's amazing. Guys, they are 5 things that I learned. I'm in a very good mood today. Manchester City are brilliant. You better believe it. We're going to get better and better as well. I'm sure you're watching right now the United game. Come on, United. Get some points on Liverpool. I know I've just said that. It sounds weird, but Ollie tax, you know. It saves Ollie. Liverpool are our bigger rivals. Do us a favour. Drop some points today, Liverpool. I'd be massively thankful if you do. Guys, thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Go and download One Football as well. Head over to my Twitter. I posted a link to Football Prizes where they've got an Aguero competition for a signed and framed shirt as well. There's a few tickets left. Go and check that out. Thank you to Scott Denby, my Patreon producer. Get me to 60k. I'm not that far off now, like 1,000 subs, something like that. Like, comment, subscribe. In a bit.